You're on the mic with ST at Fight Fan Corner. If you could pick any three fights, doesn't matter the weight class, for 2019, fights that you want to see as a boxing fanatic, what would they be?
First of all, heavyweight division, what we all want to see is Wilder, Joshua. Then secondly, this is going to be a domestic fight. Light heavyweight, I'd like to see Yard, Buatsi. And another domestic fight, cruiserweight. I would love to see a Coley and Riakko. I would love to see that. So those three fights I'd love to see if it could happen this year.
So now you've said the three fights you would like to see happen this year. Do you think them three fights will be made this year? And if not, why do you think that is?
First of all, with the Joshua fight, you can tell already, with the Joshua and Wilder fight, you can tell already that they've already got their strategy for the year. Like, first of all, Joshua's fighting Miller, then he's going to fight in his Breakfast Club interviews talking about fighting Ortiz, so you can tell already that's part of the plan. And then probably will be lucky if he gets one more fight at the end of the year, and I don't think that's going to be Wilder. It'll probably be a bum.
So why do you think Joshua would not be wanting to make the unification fight, the fight that all of the fans want to see? He posted a poll on who his next opponent should be. Everybody voted for Wilder. Wilder's been very vocal about calling him out. And recently, Joshua's been quite vocal about saying he wants the unification fight. What do you think's happening behind the scenes? Because a lot of fight fans are saying AJ's scared, he doesn't want to fight. Then on the other side, they're saying Wilder's scared, he doesn't want to fight, he's asking for too much money. Do you think boxers are scared to fight other boxers? Or why do you think these fights are not happening?
I think it's a bit of everything. I wouldn't say Joshua's scared, but he's very cautious. He knows that if he loses this, everything's on the line, basically. And I don't think he wants to take that risk yet. And also, we all know that the Wilder's with the Showtime, right? Yeah, that's right. And then Joshua's with DAZN. So, and that they're both Americans, so it's very complicated. And then splits, all of that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, I was going to say one more thing. I forgot. I lost trail of thought. But I'll say there's a lot of stuff that's basically hindering. I don't think the 100% the fight won't happen this year. Next year will happen. Maybe it will happen next year.
So you think it's a combination of networks and more business rather than the two fighters not wanting to actually fight each other?
100%, because Anthony Joshua, I'm sure, like, you can tell that he studies like Muhammad Ali and all these great heavyweight legends, and all the belts that he has are not worthwhile. They're not. They are belts, but the WBC is the biggest belt in heavyweight division. That is the biggest belt that's been worn by the legends, the heavyweight legends. So if he retires today and he didn't win that belt, then he won't be. He'll be seen as a legend, but not on their level. 100.
So all the greats did have that green strap. So you think it's more of the business politics behind fighting and the networks that's ruining the actual fights that us as the fans really want to see?
100%. Let's be honest. Boxing is there's a lot of things that happen behind closed doors that maybe we might not understand, but it's just it's business purposes at the end of the day. And sometimes I understand stuff like where a fighter might fight. Like, example now. Let me give an example where some people might not get it, but I fully get it. Amir Khan, we all wanted him to fight Kell Brook, right? And there's more money in that fight than him fighting Terence Crawford. But if he beats Terence Crawford, he wins the belt, right? Yeah, that's right. So it's like the risk, and if he loses that fight, he can still possibly fight Kell Brook in the future. But if he fights Kell Brook now and loses, he's basically done. So at the end of the day, he still wants to make some money. He's getting older. So he's maximizing the business, the profits that he can make. He's not just going to fight Kell Brook and possibly lose, and then he's not going to be able to fight. No one's going to want to fight him anymore. He's not going to be in for the lucrative fights.
So you're saying the fighters look at it as a whole on risk reward, not as in fear of another fighter?
100%. Like, at the end of the day, you don't want to put yourself in risky fights for the rewards that's not that great, just to say that you had a big domestic brush up with someone. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, to be honest with you.
Touching on that point, so on the opposite side, there's been some talks of some young fighters being fights being made a bit too early. I'll give you an example of Lawrence Okoli and Isaac Chamberlain. Amongst the fight fans, a lot of people say that the fight was made a bit too early, and that's why it was such a lackluster performance. Do you think sometimes fighters can be pushed into fights that they're not exactly ready for?
100%. It's peer pressure. Like, if Chamberlain probably ducked the fight, I reckon Eddie Hearn probably won't take him seriously. He could drop him out. Eddie Hearn probably won't take him seriously, and he will just drop him out. And at the end of the day, you want to get paid. Everyone's got their bills to pay. Everyone's got their families to look after. You got your trainers to pay. Everything. Boxing is a business. As much as it is a sport, it's a business. Like, it's.
So you think there can be a lot of pressure from the promoters into rushing fights and also holding back fights?
100%. Like, sorry to even this is going to deviate a bit, but I'm going to get back into the point. Remember Chamberlain was saying it as well with his trainer Ted Bammy, how he felt like he didn't train him proper for the fight. He put a lot of pressure into him to doing like a lot of cardio stuff and kind of stuff, and he just felt tired towards the fight. That's why he didn't. Obviously, he's not using that as an excuse, but he felt like he wasn't physically ready. So there's a lot of pressure that does come with boxing, and sometimes if you ain't got the right mindset, you can just get forced into fights. And even speaking of that, I felt like the Cheeseman fight, I felt like he was forced into that fight. I felt like he wasn't ready for the fight that he had with the I've forgotten his name. You remember the Cheeseman fight?
Sergio for the European title.
For the European title, I felt like he should have just stayed domestic level for now and then worked his way up, because he's new, right? He just turned pro not too long ago, right? So I just feel like
Cheeseman was on a very fast track.
Yeah, I just felt like it was fast tracked too quick, and yeah.
Touching on that, so you're saying there's sometimes pressure from the promoters to push fighters into fights they're not exactly ready for. What happens when the fighter takes the fight and takes a loss? Do you feel like that their profile goes up because of the fight, or do you think they're left in no man's land?
It depends. Because it depends on you. It depends on how you lose, how you react from your loss, and different stuff. Like, example, Dylan White lost to Anthony Joshua. A lot of people thought it might have been over. Look at him now. He's worked his way up back into title contentions. No one wants to fight him, but he's worked his way back up. So it's not the end of the day. It's just as long as it just depends on how you lose and your motivation after that. Do you still want to do boxing? Are you boxing for the right reason? You just boxing just to have money, so you don't care who you're fighting? Or you boxing to try and get a title, to be number one? It all depends. It's all down to you, to be honest.
I'm going to finish this off with wanting to know who your favourite fighter is and why at this current era.
It's definitely the heavyweight division. I'm going to give you my top three and I'm going to narrow it down. I'm team White. Then I love Tyson Fury as well, and I love Wilder. But out of all of them, my favourite, to this day,
I'm guessing that's Deontay Wilder.
Wilder.
You was on the mic with ST, and thanks for talking to Fight Fan Corner.